Is that what we should do? Oh, Nate, just just throw everything. Just toss it around.
I totally did. I was like, fuck that webcam. Nobody got time for that bullshit. Now you
Oh,
can't see my bird.
uh, no,
Nah,
no, you're way off. You're way off. You should
you
check
need
out
to be.
to your left. Boom, perfect. Love it.
It's a little
That was a
thing right
great
there.
face you made too. All right,
That's what
we're live. Hold
I'm
on,
gonna
let
take
me.
my glasses off.
I'll roll the intro. Oh, I made a new intro too. Welcome everyone to an award-winning Three Cynics podcast. I'm your host and MC, the most critically acclaimed game show host in all of New York, Clay. I'm joined tonight by your favorite conspiracist, a man whose suspicion knows no bounds, whose criteria for marketable defiance of the status quo is hidden somewhere in the Earth's mantle, Mark Jr.
Yes, sir.
And the saltiest crab on the seafloor, a gentleman with a power for dejected inference and insinuation more powerful than any locomotive, jet plane, or rocket ship, Nathan!
No comment.
Aha! This podcast brought to you by onerous Nintendo business decisions, the platitudes of their apologists, and our bonus this week, a healthy complement of part-time NFL referees. We've got a fantastic show for you planned. Enjoy this footage of my continued obsession with Astroneer because I couldn't be bothered to record anything else this week. I'm still recovering from illness. That's why we're a day late. Anyways, while we wax cynical about Pillars of Eternity, how the PlayStation Network totally defies your Fourth Amendment rights, and how only the gaming sector of the PC business is doing any good business nowadays. Interesting, right? But first, we'll catch up with Mark and Nate. What's new with Nate?
First, I'd like to say that our last podcast had 140 listens. I don't know if that's a fluke or if that's the way it's going, but thanks to everybody who listened to us, supported us. That's cool. That's pretty awesome for us. That's a big deal. Secondly, I don't know. I'm much like you. I still have the same obsession. You know, I'm still playing Dead by Daylight way more often than I should, and yeah, it's going good. It's going fun. I'm getting better at being a survivor. I'm getting worse at being a killer. And
Well, they're two entirely different modes of operation in the same game. So,
well, I think what they did was they made them both really fun. Like I'll go back and forth. Like I don't just want to survive and I don't just want to kill people. So they made them both very fun to play and very challenging. And it's a very entertaining game. I like it. I still recommend everybody buy it. I found out we can queue together, though we'll just most likely die. But it's cool because that's kind of half the battle.
well, I mean, I noticed, I did notice that when I'm bruising the internet and whatnot late at night, you'll slip on with just enough time to play one match and then disappear again. And that's a game that you like. So, all right,
Oh yeah, it's sweet.
Mark Jr. News.
What's up?
I heard you had issues with
None.
snow.
No, yeah, no, I fucking hate Northerners. Well, I guess not all Northerners, but most of you fuckers.
We're all Northerners
It's like-
now, Mark.
Well, I know, and it's horrible. I mean, I was born in the North, but raised in the South, thank goodness. But I was just standing at work today, and we were outside cleaning up the yard or some shit. I don't remember exactly what we were doing. And it started snowing balls. And I stop and I look at it, and everybody's just keep on going. And I'm like, motherfucker.
Bitch, get some
So
inside
then-
work.
Then you just keep, well, no, because there is inside work, but I'm waiting on the city to come replace the gas line. So I'm out in the yard working, and it just bothered the shit out of me as a Southern boy. Not really, but raised in the South. That when it starts snowing in the South, it's like panic mode. Now, I never went into panic mode, but it was like everybody this week, the whole world's got to shut down for at least like 3 days.
Is that what happens?
And then you move up here, and it's like, it just snows 6 inches. Who fucking cares, dude? What the fuck? Like,
You mean you're not coming to work?
No, I was at work. It just happens. I just hate you all for being raised up here because that would just be normal to me. But it's not normal to me, and it sucks. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying.
But like
you know,
you
I got
said
work
earlier,
to do.
another year and it'll start snowing on your head in the middle of the workday and you just be like, uh-huh. Because
Yes.
that's
But
what
right
that's what
now,
it's like for me now.
it still bothers me. So fuck you, Northerners, and whoever else, everybody else that gets snow.
Yeah, snow's the worst or something. I don't think so.
No, cold rain is way worse, dude.
Yeah, that's true. Cold rain is way, way worse.
So I'd rather have somebody just brush that shit off me. But yeah, it just sucks. And I just stood there at work for like 7 minutes and got bitched at and everything because I was like, fuck this.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I didn't do anything this week other than I had 24 hours of really yucky illness, and now I feel much better. A little wobbly, but much better. And I cleaned up a lot of snow on Monday, and it was heavy ass fucking snow because it rained for like 3 hours before it started snowing, and then it dropped like a foot of snow. Yeah, it was disgusting, but not so bad, I guess. It's going to be a short work week because my sick time rolled over, so I didn't feel inclined to go back to work while I was still dizzy and wobbly this morning. So, short work week, long weekend. Bam. Winner.
Sweet. I'm down. Yeah.
The podcast you recommended is pretty good, Mark. I like it. I'm almost done with it, though. You ain't telling me it only had like 10 episodes or something.
Yeah, but it's starting out, so I figure you give it a like and whatnot because I really enjoy it. He does a good job with it. Some episodes are very blah, but the other ones are very good. The ones that are blah aren't so blah that I'm going to stop listening, and the ones that are good are really good. So.
I will say that anybody who whistles on their S's should probably try to avoid 90,000 S's in every intro.
He does do it so bad, dude. It does. I'll skip that shit, Nate.
Yeah, I can't listen to speech impediments when, if I'm watching a television program, whether it be news or fiction or whatever, I can tolerate it because there's so much more going on. But when I'm only listening, to listen to a speech impediment just drives me batty.
Yeah, and it kind of aggravated me that he pronounced every name wrong in the Greek mythology episode. I was like,
I caught myself correcting him and shit like I'm retarded. Like, no, that's not how you say that, bitch. So, but it's a good podcast. I enjoyed it. You may even enjoy it, Clay, but it's not current events or anything like that.
I told him that though, but it's a good like true crime aspect to it too.
Yes,
For those who don't know what we're talking about, we're talking about a podcast called Pleasing Terrors by Mike Brown. It's pretty good. Check it out.
Yeah, it is. And it's very interesting, Clay. You may enjoy it. Yeah, I know you don't like that kind of shit, but it's not a paranormal, scary story type shit.
Well, maybe once somebody I love starts talking to me about current events, I'll start talking to them about some shit some asshole dreamed up. How about that?
Well, first off, if I had more than 14 seconds a week, I would. But when I have 14 seconds a week, you're not available. What do you want me to do?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly, I know.
You done lost your fucking
We'll
mind.
talk about it right now. Pick a current event.
No, me and Clay for 2 years had conversations weekly about current events. Hours, Clay? Hours upon hours.
Well, I'm not talking to anybody on the phone for more than 20 minutes, and that's pushing it.
No, me and Clay are working the entire time. Clay would be like, hold on, Mark. I'm cutting this. And I'd be like, all right, hold on. I got to shoot this nail.
Yeah,
so we're working the entire time. But, yeah, we have hours and hours of conversation.
Yeah,
of what's
the
going
reason
on
you don't like talking on the phone, Nate, is because you feel like you're wasting your time. You're losing time with some bullshit on the phone. We do our talking on the phone while we're accomplishing things. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Anyway.
Yeah, dude, I'll stop and talk till, but I can't in the job I have now, dude. So I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
But come spring,
So,
I have an interview with Zerns, so that's cool.
Okay.
What that is.
It doesn't matter.
More time, and it's a union-based maintenance job. That's all. Bam.
Also, this has not been funny at all. Somebody throw a pie or something.
all right.
I'm not even on camera.
Let's talk about how the PlayStation Network is fucking with people's ability to keep anything private. This is an article from Ars Technica, Mr. Kyle Orland. Hello again, Kyle. And a district court judge in Kansas has ruled in a recent case that if Sony finds that you have downloaded something, nefarious through the PlayStation Network or whatever, they will give you up in a heartbeat. What happened was this person named Michael Stratton, who went by the handle Susan_14, was reported to PSN multiple times for sending spam messages asking about interest in child pornography. And then, when Sony found images containing child pornography on his account, they gave him up. And now he's facing jail time. Now, the odd thing, well, what Ars Technica finds interesting, and what I find interesting about this, is that Sony's terms of service basically precludes any Fourth Amendment right, that is, your right to reasonable privacy, at all. It's just gone. You don't get it so long as you're on our network. So if you do some fucked up shit on our network, you could end up in jail.
Okay. Awesome.
All right.
Awesome.
Well, okay. Since Nate's not very awesome, awesome.
I think that's awesome.
No, I think I have two sides, because conspiracy me wants to freak out. Okay, but the law-abiding, you shouldn't have child porn on your shit side of me wants to be like, okay. But it's back to the very basics, dude. You are given these rights by the United States government. They can't just show up at your house and ask for a drug test. But if you go to get a fucking job, you're gonna take a drug test.
Mm-hmm.
So you're protected under these by the government, not by individual entities. And you click yes to these terms and service, and I mean, now granted, technically there can't be anything illegal, but apparently they can just violate your rights.
Well,
So
in the latter parts of the article, it says that the defense for Mr. Stratton argued that Sony was acting as a government agent when it searched his account and gave up the evidence. Therefore, the evidence cannot or must be subject to a warrant. But the court denied that defense because Sony can't. What was it? The court found that Sony was not working at the government's behest and instead, quote, monitors its users' accounts to protect its own interests in a safe and online gaming community, end quote. So the law doesn't require Sony to monitor its network for child pornography or whatever. But Sony wants to. And therefore, they can?
Okay. Well, yeah, what's wrong with that? Okay, first of all,
go ahead.
I understand your conspiracy theory side of it, Mark, but my general thought on most of it is I'm not doing any of this dumb illegal shit, so if they want to catch these people, that's cool. Now, where I would go first is the fact that this is the internet, so there's no direct correlation to a real life type event, but it's like going to, like a Wendy's and banging in the bathroom. Do I have a reasonable expectation of privacy when I'm in a public restroom? Because that's kind of what it is.
I mean, well, yeah, because it's a private entity, Nate. Just like I said, it's a private entity.
But it's their service that they're providing.
Yes.
And I'm assuming that the child pornography was, connected to his account. That's what they said. So you don't have an expectation of privacy. Your expectation of privacy went out the window. And to me, this is no different than when you sign a contract to work somewhere and they put a no-compete clause in that says if you quit, you can't work at another pharmacy or whatever for the first year. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Legally, governmentally speaking, you can work at another pharmacy if you worked at a pharmacy and signed a no-compete clause, but they took it out. You willingly signed that away.
Yeah. I mean, if that's where we're at with this in the fact that, you signed the agreement, et cetera, but I mean, what if, every time you hit search on Google, it brought up a little disclaimer that says by hitting search, you disclose or you forego all right to privacy, et cetera. If you do something illegal, Google will report you, etc.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
Nate.
now see, now I'm going to go off on a complete other tangent, Clay, because that's one thing that Apple won, where Apple won. Because don't you remember that whole controversy with trying to unlock the iPhone? And Apple was like, fuck you, we're not giving it to you. And it went back and forth, and then somebody eventually cracked it, and Apple still said, fuck you, we're not giving it to you. So, you know, that's where Apple got it right, because they are so loyal to the privacy of their customers, they will literally not give it up for a terrorist plot. So, bitch.
That's awful.
I'm on the other spectrum, Nate.
That's awful, bro.
If you want to break into my product that this consumer bought, then you have to break into it. I'm not going to do it for you. I'm with it on that.
Well, after that case came out, you know, it sort of caught fire that police departments all over the United States are trying to get iPhones unlocked in criminal cases, and Apple won't help them. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm with Mark. I believe they're not responsible for doing your job for you. If you want to break into that device, you better damn well figure out how to do it, because I don't know. It sounds right to me to protect the privacy of your users at large, despite the minority of criminals.
Okay. So if you have, let's say, someone who committed a rape, you've got a ton of evidence. You know, you've got the chloroform rag and the duct tape and his semen on her, and you want more evidence. Apple shouldn't help you get it off his iPhone?
What the fuck do you need more than that? Holy shit. I mean, you're going to prison, homie. You just named everything I need to put your ass in prison.
But no, he makes a fine point in that what if they're one piece short of a compelling case? And
well,
I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Want to hack Apple iPhones and fucking go work for the feds? That's what that makes me want to do.
Well, I mean, they broke into it, and the feds will. I mean, you know, police cases that will go high enough, if they can refer them to the FBI, then the FBI will be able to get into them. If the cases can't go that high, then those iPhones will probably never get cracked. But
you guys don't work with this don't snitch mentality every day. It's the worst thing that's ever happened. Okay, that's clearly an exaggeration, but this, you know, I've got people getting into fist fights at work, and I can't get anybody to write a fucking statement about what they saw because, I'm not a snitch. I'm not getting involved in that. Fuck you.
Snitches get stitches, bitch. Snitches get stitches.
Snitches get promotions.
And that's why snitches get stitches. Explain why that nigga. You just explained it.
That's doing the right thing.
I mean, I'm
not snitching is doing the wrong thing.
I'm justified in open court in front of people and pointed at that nigga like your classic fucking movie scene. Okay, so I've done that, Nate. Okay, so don't come at me with that. I'm just saying, I like privacy more than I don't. That's all I'm saying.
Everybody in the government can know what I'm Googling. They can know when I'm having a fucking retard moment. And they can know that 90% of them, I'm just trying to figure out how to spell something.
Okay, me too, Nate. I do it all the time, too, Nate, to figure out how to spell shit. I do it all the time. Okay, but what if the man's cheating on his wife? Hey, is that the government's fucking business? Is that your fucking business? Is that anybody's business except him and his old lady and whoever he's fucking?
Adultery is only illegal in like 4 states.
No, so. I understand. I'm just using it as a reason for privacy. That's all I'm saying.
But what is the government doing with that information? All right, dude's banging Jenny down the block or whatever. Who cares?
Polygamous, bitch. Polygamy? What's up?
What about polygamy?
If that dude wants to be married to 6 ugly chicks, because they're always ugly. I see them on TV all the time. They're ugly as balls.
That's why you got 6 of them. Law of averages, bro.
That's illegal. And the government wants to come in and fuck me, even though these 6 bitches are like, it's cool. And I'm like, it's cool. Why can't I have 6 bitches?
Okay, because the problem is, Mark, you could have all the bitches you want, okay? The problem is you trying to marry them, which is something that happens through the government. The government says you can only have one significant other. So if you want to get married to all of them, nobody said you had to get married. Whose fault is it your dumbass is marrying all 6 of them? Just marry one and bang the other 5. You can all still live together. You can all still interact with each other.
Against my religion, Nate. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, religious rights are dumb.
You're just going all over the place, y'all. All right, Nate. Tell us about Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire.
I wasn't done roasting Mark on polygamy.
Fuck polygamy. Who gives a shit? Mark will never be a polygamist.
No, I won't. But still, I protect that man's right to be one.
But he doesn't have a right to be a polygamist. He has a right to bang anyone he wants. He has a right to live with anybody he wants. He has a right to bang all of them at the same time. But getting married is something you do through the government. So the government says you can only marry one person.
Hey,
nobody said they had to get married.
That's what you get when you don't separate church and state. Bam! Welcome to America, bitches.
I agree. Church and state should be as far apart from each other as possible. As a matter of fact, if the churches all burned down, it'd be okay by me. If the government all burned down, it'd be okay by me. So I'm good either way. But anyway, moving on. Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire is in development by Obsidian Entertainment, and that's fantastic because the first one was really good. It's one of my favorite games of all time. At this point, I've beaten it many times. It's got a very rich story. So they're doing a Pillars of Eternity 2, and they're going back to crowdfunding.
Oh my fucking God.
It's confusing to me because the first one was crowdfunded. It's cool. It's fine. It can be crowdfunded. I just don't understand it because the first one was very successful. It is one of the highest rated Kickstarter games of all time. I think it's in the top 3, but don't quote me on that. And Obsidian Entertainment is big. They're big. They've made many good games. So I don't know why they're using crowdfunding. Well, I know why they're using crowdfunding because they get people to buy it before they make it, you know.
Yeah, and
however,
go on.
This time they are not using Kickstarter. They are using fig.co, which apparently there's multiple sites you can beg on. So that's cool. And I just like to throw it out there. They've got the usual, benchmarks of giving certain amount of money. They have some as high as $5,000. You can create an inn, which means you get to work with the team and design an inn and who's in it and what they say and et cetera, et cetera. You can own an island, not an actual island, because I got excited for a second. I was like, shit, they're going to give me an island. Still. Build a pirate party, which work with the development team to create a band of pirates and design your own ship. Now get this. There is a $1,250 one that is sold out, 5 of 5 claimed, to get your portrait in the game. A $3,000 one, 3 of 3 already claimed, to create a spell. And a $10,000 one to basically play the game with the development team. Whoa!
Okay. Well, here's what I want to know. Mark Jr.
Stars.
Mark Jr., do you have your computer booted up? Are you looking at any of these things?
Fuck no.
All right.
Didn't we agree you were going to use your computer, Dick?
Yeah, but then I realized I got to use this mic anyway, so why the fuck would I fire it up?
I'm going to stab you.
You have a headset. I seen you use it.
Yeah, but the computer is too laggy with Skype and doing anything else. We've already been over this. I'll fucking murder both of you.
All right. Here's my problem. Why do they want more than $1 million to make this second-rate looking fucking game? This shit looks like something you could have published on the Nintendo 64.
Okay. Hold on, Clay. Nate, what is this game? What is the first game? What is it?
Pillars of Eternity 2 is a spiritual successor to Baldur's Gate.
Oh, I like Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, it's that style. It's that top-down, isometric, pause-based combat.
Stop action. Yeah. Okay. No,
the first one was amazing. And if you ever get internet, you can play it from my Steam library.
I just don't... No, you can't. His Steam library has Ultra CIA protections on it.
Oh, shit.
It's anti-conspiracy theories.
It can't help it.
It is its own conspiracy theory.
I don't see the value.
Because graphics don't make the game, Clay. How many times do you have to say that?
They don't, but graphics do make games expensive. And this is... I'm not impressed. I'm not $1 million impressed. I mean, I'm not going to pledge them anything. I wouldn't even if I was impressed. But because I'm a cheap cunt. But it's well, their character models do look very, very detailed for something, for you're going to be looking down on it most of the time. You're not even going to be able to see their face, much less see the details in their face. I don't know, that's weird. Did they like sometimes give you close-ups and cutaways during like cutscenes and shit?
Yeah, you've got portraits and stuff, yeah.
No, but I mean, is there a reason for them to have detailed animated faces?
As far as the first game goes, not really, but maybe they're doing something
It's
different with the second game.
I was about to say, second game, Clay, something different.
I mean, that's cool.
And Pillars of
That's cool.
Eternity was rich with story, Clay, first and foremost, which is why it was so good.
Yeah, a lot of writers.
Yes, and also the decisions you make profoundly impact the game. Like more so than Dragon
branching
Age.
storylines and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's what made Pillars of Eternity wonderful.
I wouldn't mind playing that on live stream and whatnot if Nate didn't have the ultra lock on his account.
I need my privacy, Dick.
I know.
Damn, see, don't bitch.
Shit. I don't know what it is with Nate's account. Mark and Guinevere, Sebastian, Michael, Denise have all had unfettered access to my account for like 3 years now. Nate's, every time I want to play something, his account has disappeared. Mm-hmm. So
I'd call their customer service, but she's busy.
Yeah, right. She got better things to do than figure us out how. Oh, dude, whatever. I can't speak words.
But you should totally check it out, Mark. It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
The first one. I will buy the second one. I may even break my own rule and fund it. So we'll see.
Oh my fucking god!
I've funded before. I just only fund things that are guaranteed to get made. I funded Ascension for the Android. You know why? Because Ascension was already a well-established product.
Lame.
Okay.
Lame. You shouldn't pay people to make shit. You should pay people after they've made shit. I'm just saying.
Is that how that works, Mark? When you're building a house, are you getting paid while you're building it?
Of course you are.
Well, you haven't built it yet. Why are you getting any money?
We get paid in sets. Once you finish the first floor, then you get a draw.
Can they live in just the first floor while you're working on the second floor?
Sure
No, they can't.
Mark, Nate, don't try to justify beggary. Damn it. Who wants to play a Gaming Smarts Challenge? I know everybody here wants to see a Gaming Smarts Challenge, so that's what we're gonna do. Hold on, let me close this window with this bullshit here. What do we got here? The competition screen. That looks about right. Oh, that's right. Last week was a tie. Oh, I hope I made a tiebreaker for this one. I did. Cool. All right. So this week, for all those who didn't know, this past week was the inauguration of the 40-something-ish President of the United States. What?
The 45th.
So I created the Inaugural Presidential Analog, a game all about presidential inaugurations.
Oh,
and
God.
Nate, why is your camera all fucked up again? Dang it, Nathan.
I ain't even moving.
No, it's not. It's not about the view. Shut up, God. You're the worst.
Oh, well, you're ugly. Shut up.
Now I gotta fix it all over again. Man, now it's all goofy. I do need a haircut. My hair's fucked up. Okay, so it was a tie. I flipped a coin. Ka-ching. We'll say Nate goes first, because he hasn't won one in a long time. So here we go. Inaugural Presidential Analog. First question, Nathan. Which of the following was the only president to be inaugurated in 2 different cities for a single oath of office? Was it Zachary Taylor, Andrew Jackson, or George Washington?
Well, I think Zachary Taylor was on Home Improvement.
Yes, he was. He's using his standard deductive logic.
Well, they moved the White House from Philadelphia. I just don't know who was president when that was happening. So, Andrew Jackson.
That is incorrect. No, they never moved the White House. They moved the Capitol.
Well, they moved the Capitol. Yeah, that's what I meant.
But no, it was George Washington. He was inaugurated in some place, and then inaugurated again in Philadelphia, the capital. Usually, sometimes I write down the facts, but I've been so sick this week. Anyway,
also, we had no sound effect, Clay. Just so you know,
he was inaugurated in New York City, Clay.
You had no sound effect?
No, I got no buzzer.
What the fuck?
I didn't hear one either.
Hold on, let me see if I can fix it. I go up to the Skype here. All audio settings. It should be right there. Hold on, let me try again.
I'm bad at life. It's cool.
No, why is that like that?
Too. I've been looking for a biography on Joseph Joffre, and I can't find one that's not in French.
Fuck, Dan Carlin, go back and listen to that, Nate. Dan Carlin quotes go on dancarlin.com. He puts a list of all his books up there, and he don't speak no fucking French, so there's got to be one on him.
Yeah, but he might have had it translated. He has money and people.
No, that's fair. He does.
I'll bring up my voice meter here. What the heck? How about now?
Yep.
You got it?
I did. Nate might have, but he's talking to the old lady.
Oh.
I swear to God, she just loves to bother me during the podcast. It's like her favorite thing.
Tell her to leave you the fuck alone. What the fuck?
I do.
Okay.
Every week.
All right, Mark Jr., inaugural presidential analog. For many years, the presidential inauguration was held on March 4th. But for all of our lives, it's been January 20th. Who was the first president to be inaugurated on January 20th? Was it Millard Fillmore, Theodore Roosevelt, or Franklin D. Roosevelt?
Fillmore has the best name.
Yeah, FDR is the best president. But
I don't think either of those have anything to do with this answer.
I have no idea, man. Damn, I have no idea. So I'm gonna go with FDR. Fuck it.
That is correct. How could you know?
His skills are way better than mine.
Yes, his guessing skills are way better.
FDR changed a lot of federal shit that wasn't around since the beginning of our nation. And he was just like, fuck it, I'll do what I want, bitch.
Yeah. So, whatever, bitches.
No, he was very fuck you, I do what I want.
So. All right.
Well, so was Obama.
Nathan.
And now he set the precedent for Trump to do it. So there you go.
God damn it. Third question. Inaugural presidential analog. Your chance to tie it up, Nate.
Like current events.
It is a rare occasion when an outgoing president skips or boycotts his successor's inauguration.
The second.
Who was the first to do so? George Washington, who skipped out on John Adams, James Madison, who skipped out on James Monroe, or John Adams, who skipped out on Thomas Jefferson?
I have no idea, Nate.
George Washington.
I've got no deductive thoughts on this.
Although I do have some deductive thoughts.
I think that George Washington wanted the transfer of power. So I would assume that he would be there. I'm going to go with the second one. James Madison. My first inclination before I even knew what the question or the answers were.
I would have gone with Jefferson.
It was, in fact, John Adams who skipped out on Thomas Jefferson's. They became enemies.
John Adams hated, he hated that motherfucker. Like, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the personal relationship of people I've never met that lived hundreds of years ago.
I mean, what are you going to do?
Personal relationships from people from hundreds of years ago.
Nate, we got viewers. What? Are you monitoring their activities?
I'm on Twitch, and we have 2, you and me.
Oh, we had 5 just a moment ago. Yeah. Damn.
Oh, well then, they didn't have no activities.
Yeah, apparently they didn't stick around. All right. Mark Jr.
This motherfucker's stupid as shit. We're not listening to his dumb ass. He doesn't know shit about the presidents.
Mark Jr. I don't either. Presidential balls are big affairs these days, and often many are held at the same time. But which of the following was the first to host a presidential ball? Was it James Madison, Andrew Jackson, or William Henry Harrison?
Okay, well, it certainly wasn't Andrew Jackson. That was a mean motherfucker, and he probably didn't even have one.
Oh, okay.
What? He was horrible, dude. Go back and check him out, Clay. I'm gonna go with the last one.
William Henry Harrison?
Yes. Well, but he was an old grumpy bitch that died quick, didn't he?
I don't know.
I'm going with him. Fuck it. That's who I'm going with. Fuck it.
That is incorrect. I don't know what up with that. No, it was James Madison.
Okay.
James Madison held the first inaugural ball, or whatever the fuck.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Whatever.
Damn.
Fucking presidential ball.
Still 1-0. Nathan. Presidential analog. Many of the United States' first presidents were born British subjects. Who was the last president born under British rule? Was it John Quincy Adams, Martin Van Buren, or William Henry Harrison?
Yep. One of those people.
Oh.
Go with Martin Van Buren. Sure, why not?
No, that was later, I think, wasn't it?
It was William Henry Harrison was our last
That was later, Nate.
born under British
Van
rule.
Buren was later.
Sweet. That's cool. Good for him.
Okay, excellent. You guys' presidential knowledge is just, it's lacking. Very, very
Went over this.
lacking.
Ask me about turkeys.
All right, Mark Jr. Time to extend your lead. Which of the following was the first president to come to his inauguration in an automobile? Was it Warren G. Harding, Calvin Coolidge, or Woodrow Wilson?
I wanted to say Teddy. Shit.
Might have been a bit too soon.
Yeah, maybe.
It's totally Coolidge, Mark. I said that like I know, but I don't actually know.
No, I was thinking that too, but because that was right at the turn of the century, and Wilson was 1910 or 1912. I can't remember which one. So yeah, we're gonna go with Calvin Coolidge.
Sorry, it was Warren G.
Wilson,
Harding.
wasn't it? Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah, he was making a statement, yo, with his big ass bushy eyebrows and mean face. All right,
Well, yeah.
Nathan, yet another chance to tie it up. Still 1-0. Several presidents have been sworn in emergency circumstances. That should be sworn in emergency circumstances. Anyway, but only one was sworn in by his own father. Who was it? Lyndon Johnson, Gerald Ford, or Calvin Coolidge?
I don't even know who swears people in. Isn't it Chief Justice?
Depends on the situation.
And under emergency circumstances, it's just I can't remember the criteria.
Well, I'm going to go with Lyndon B. Johnson.
Might have been him on the
That's
Air Force
incorrect.
One.
It was Calvin Coolidge's father was the
Shit.
notary
Okay.
public of the area when he had to be sworn in.
See, I was just one answer ahead.
Did you get a half point?
Apparently, it needs to be. I completely lost train of thought. Motherfucker.
What?
All right, needs to be on a train. Got it.
No, it's just
Yep, needs to be on a train.
no. You just have to have a notary public. That's all.
No,
to be
a
sworn in.
government official. No, a
Yeah.
government official.
Bam.
Because I don't know who Johnson was sworn in by, but it certainly wasn't Chief Justice. He was on a goddamn plane.
Yeah. No, he was sworn in by a notary.
Yeah,
Okay.
So they must keep a notary on staff. Like, you stay right there, bitch.
So
Yeah.
anyone who pays $200 and gets a certificate in the mail can inaugurate a president?
Yeah.
Apparently.
Be like, bitch, it's your
Yeah.
job now.
New life
Get on
goal.
it. Right? All right, Mark Jr. What's the score? Still 1-0. Jeez.
Yeah.
Okay.
You suck, bro.
All right, Mark Jr. America has elected the strong silent type more than once, but only one holds the record for shortest inaugural speech at 135 words. Who was it?
Know this.
Like,
George
fuck you
Washington,
guys.
William Howard Taft, or Grover Cleveland?
I should know this, but I don't. Fuck.
George Washington,
Cleveland.
William Howard Taft, or Grover Cleveland?
Grover Cleveland's the only president that was elected two different times, not in successive.
Yeah, not in succession. Yeah,
Yeah.
that I knew.
So I'm gonna go with the second one because I don't fucking have a clue in the world.
William Howard Taft?
There you go, bam. I should know it.
Incorrect.
It's probably fucking
By the time George Washington was inaugurated for the final time, he didn't have shit to say. That's just what it is. All right, Nate. Your last chance to tie it up. Which of the following was the first president to be inaugurated on television? Franklin D. Roosevelt, Harry S. Truman, or Dwight D. Eisenhower?
I feel like I should know that, but I don't. So Eisenhower. I think it's too late, but whatever.
I was thinking FDR, Nate. So
It was Harry S. Truman. You guys are
right in the middle. It was
wrong.
Yeah, it
balls.
was 45. Yeah.
All right.
It had to have been when he won the second term.
All right,
yeah,
Mark Jr.
48.
Last question. Not that it really matters, but let's see if you can do this. Only 2 presidents have been sworn in 4 times. The first was Franklin Roosevelt when he began his 4th term as president. Who was the other? Woodrow Wilson, Ronald Reagan, or Barack Obama?
What?
Which of
Hold
these
on.
men was
Hold on.
sworn in 4 times? Woodrow Wilson, Ronald Reagan, or Barack Obama?
But you said the first was FDR, so that would eliminate Woodrow Wilson right there. So
Why would it eliminate him?
Because you said FDR was the first one to get sworn in 4 times.
Yeah. I'm just
Was the
asking who was the other person, not in any
no,
order.
What he's saying is Woodrow Wilson was before him.
Yes, and
Who
you
cares?
said FDR was the first one. How could he
Oh
have
no!
done it? He was
That
dead by
ignore the
time.
first.
Dude.
It's just some complimentary words I put in there to sound intelligent.
Okay, well, my deductive reasoning states.
Okay.
And Barack
Yes.
Obama
Deduct.
did not get sworn in 4 times. I have no idea, Clay.
Well, by your own deductive reasoning, Mark, there's only one other option.
It has to be in the middle. The
Ronald
second
Reagan.
one, Clay.
That is
Really?
wrong.
No. Of course it is. It was Woodrow Wilson, wasn't it?
No, it was Barack Obama.
How was he sworn in 4 times?
Because on each of his swearing-ins, he was sworn in once in private and then once in public.
Oh, it's stupid.
It
Fuck you, kick
just
off.
is what it is. He was sworn in 4 times to serve 2 terms. God.
God, is right.
That was the worst Gaming Smarts challenge ever. Mark wins
the host.
1-0.
Chris,
I
wrote
thought
lots
presidential
about US
presidential history is interesting. Not that I knew a lot about it before I did the research for this, but
I know quite a bit about our presidents.
I know what presidents did, but I don't give a fuck who they were friends with.
who they were friends with. What the fuck? Oh, okay. Here, bonus question. Tell me, who can answer this? Which of the following presidents invited Chuck Norris to his inauguration? Was it Ronald Reagan,
GW.
George G.H.W. Bush, Bill Clinton, or George W. Bush?
GHW.
G.H.W.?
Go with Bill.
No, it was George W. Bush.
I had it right the
Damn.
first time. I changed it to H-dubs.
Damn.
In
What
the
were you
late 80s,
thinking?
Because he was hot.
He was hot. No, George W., he invited him to his 2001 inauguration. When Chuck
I've never
Norris
been invited to a
became
presidential
living legend
inauguration,
or whatever.
dicks.
I know, right? Rude.
You're invited every year.
I'm not. I've never once gotten an invitation in the mail. Not even an
No,
e-bite, bro.
The whole country's invited.
Not really.
Not really.
Yeah.
For pretensies.
For pretensies is right, but the whole country can go and stand there and look retarded.
I want like a, hey, yo, Dick, come to this thing because you're cool. That's what I want.
But they're not sending you that because you're not going to go.
If they
Yeah,
send me an
besides
actual
maybe-
invitation, I might go, bro.
Maybe you're not
There
cool.
you go. All right, Donald Trump, you heard him.
Right?
Get on
He's not getting reelected. Even if he's the best president ever, they're not reelecting him because the left will be serious and bad. Holy shit, backlash from the left.
Yeah, you think the
All
left
these
will get their
marches, he
shit
hasn't even done
together
anything.
the next presidential election and actually turn out to vote?
No, but I think they'll scare people because people won't even admit that they've supported Donald Trump in public and stuff. Like it takes somebody special. It's kind of ridiculous. Like
No, it does
everybody's
not, bitch. Come on up here. No, it does not.
right, but that's where the
don't take
majority of
nobody
those
special,
people
let me tell
are,
you.
Mark. You're not talking
Well,
about
there.
divided countries. You're talking or divided countries. Jesus Christ, divided states. You're talking about a place where they voted for Trump. That's different, bro. I don't know. It's I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't
Well,
know.
Pennsylvania was a blue
but
state for a long time, and it
What?
turned red.
all of the but I will say this as a Donald Trump supporter, but not someone who likes him because I have to support him. He's my president.
Shut the fuck up. I'll kill you all. Go ahead.
You should support him as well, Mark, because it only helps. We've been over this. Moving on. Anyone who is unhappy with the executive orders he has made thus far can blame your Mr. Barack Obama for running his entire presidency through executive order.
You sound like straight up motherfucking right wing piece of shit. I just kill you guy.
Am I wrong? Did
No. I mean, to an extent you are, but no. But plenty of presidents have used executive orders to do what the fuck they wanted, Nate. And none of them silenced government agencies and told them you can't fucking say what's going on. Ain't nobody ever done that shit, Nate. That shit doesn't happen.
Do you think that honestly would have crossed Trump's mind? I think people give Trump a lot more credit than he deserves for intelligence.
No. You're wrong, Nate. It's the people that surround him, not him, that we're worried about. It's the people who surround him, Nate. Old right-wing motherfuckers from the Reagan era, homie. You want some Reaganomics and some crack? We got you.
Love some crack.
Oh, yeah, plenty of people love crack. Hey, if you smoke crack, that's on you. You have fun with your crack.
I don't smoke crack, but I mean, if they're going to give it to me, I might start. It's free. Free crack, bro.
First one's always free, Nate.
No, but then you have to go find somebody. They're like coming to my house and giving it to me.
Oh, like you just get like a shipment?
Like door-to-door crack delivery, yeah.
That's like every goddamn drug user's like heaven. It's like you ain't even got to do nothing. It just shows up like I got some crack.
Did we just create a business model? Is that what just happened?
Yeah. Right. Crack. Door-to-door motherfucking delivery.
Crack to crack distribution.
Damn.
All right, now that we're done with the crack talk, at least I believe we're done with it.
Never done with crack talk, bro. It's just pause.
Let's move on to this Extreme Tech article about PCs and PC gaming hardware. Now, this is, as I said, from Extreme Tech, Mr. Joel Hruska. And I found it interesting because while PCs, that is OEM PCs, store-bought PCs, Best Buy PC, whatnot, they have been on the downward trend for years now, for about 5 years. They just keep tumbling and tumbling. But all the individual components that make the great PCs that people build for themselves is on the upward trend. And in this last year, for the first time ever, people spent more in total on components for PCs than they spent on PCs. And PC componentry just broke $30 billion. And oddly enough, in the United States, people spend more on high-end stuff in total than on mid-range or low-end stuff, which is just crazy. You figure the middle range and the mainstream range, is where people would spend their money. But no, we Americans, we want it awesome. It better be bigger and better and faster. But then again, in Asia, the mainstream stuff is all the rage. So people are buying all the low-end stuff to get, their League of Legends on and their CSGO. While in the US, they want their 4K monitors and 4K graphics cards and stuff. So it's just, I don't know. They've been saying for a long time that the mainstream user doesn't have a lot of use for the PC anymore. They got their smartphone and their tablet, and the ordinary mainstream user doesn't really need more than what those things offer, which is why PCs in general have been on the downward trend. But those who want to game, they got to spend money on pieces and parts. Right, Nate?
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
My wife has interrupted me for the third time, and it's at this point it's aggravating the shit out of me. So it's kind of putting me in a sour mood.
Uh-huh.
First and foremost, I'd like to say thank you to Extreme Tech for having an autoplay ad, but at least having the decency to have it muted to start. So that way, if I want to watch your dumbass autoplay ad, I can unmute it. So thank you for that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's America, bitch. Go big or go home.
Okay.
It is.
Okay.
I will often replace a whole computer because I just want more RAM. Especially if it's fine.
It'll make no sense.
It doesn't make any sense, but that computer's 2 years old, so fuck that computer.
2 years? That's like 27 dog years. Whatever. I still can't convince Mark Jr. to spend $150 on a CPU, but then again, he ain't gonna play that damn computer.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What?
Before I moved, y'all had me playing more computer than I did console. So don't give me that shit.
You did, yeah.
I just have to have the intro nets, or else I feel like a retard.
It's because the computer without the internet is almost worthless.
It's worthless. I like turn it on and look at it and be like, what the fuck am I gonna do?
Not a few Pillars of Eternity.
Well, Clay said I can play my Fallout games too,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean I beat 2, so and I haven't had the patience for 1.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mark, I could run you through 1 over the phone in like 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I just don't have the patience for it. It's too slow moving. It's like when I click the walk and he's like, you're like, what the fuck, dude? Just go over there. Click, bitch, click. And I understand. It's like a 1996 shit.
Game of the year,
so
bro.
It's not. What?
Game of the year.
Was it?
Mm-hmm.
No. Was it a 96? Okay, but whatever. Yep. I'm just saying. I understand, but oh my god, dude! Like this is why you have emulators and they have fast forward buttons, because holy fuck balls.
Yeah, how did we ever get along without the fast forward button?
I mean, well, because everything nowadays is now, go, action, impact, everything.
Go big or go home, so, just like Nate said.
Yeah, so when you go back and you play Dragon Warrior 4, just basically because I love the game and it brings nostalgia, it's really not a very good game. It's horrible, but it's fun as shit.
No,
but without it's a good game.
Fun, but it's not,
Yeah, but
technically speaking, technicalities,
Without the fast forward button, dude, I will cut that bitch off in like 3 seconds flat. Ogre Battle, one of my favorite games of all time. Without the fast forward button, nigga, I will get off in a second. I'd be like, this nigga takes forever to get to that town. Oh my fucking god. Oh
well then,
my god, come on.
Well then, I guess you really don't want backwards compatibility with your Nintendo Switch. What you want is ROMs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you ain't gonna. Well, I mean, you might get a fast forward button on a virtual console on a Nintendo product. You might. I don't know though.
I don't see why not.
It would be awesome. It would be awesome if you did.
Because Nintendo?
Yeah, because Nintendo was right. I'm with Clay on that. But it would be the best thing ever if you put that shit on the Switch and the backward compatibility. I would go back and play all those games and fast forward through them. It's so good. You still get the story. You know what I'm saying? And no, dude, it's so good. I'll go back and play any Nintendo.
Ogre Battle didn't have no damn story. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, it did.
What?
Something about werewolves and shit.
It didn't have a cohesive story. I remember playing Ogre Battle. I don't remember any fucking story.
Dude, it's you versus the Empire, bitch. You versus the Empire.
It was that trope, huh?
I mean, it had a good story to it because of Warren and a couple of other dudes and whatnot, but it was basically you versus the Empire, bitch. It was Star Wars, motherfucker.
All right.
Like I say that as if Star Wars came up with the idea. It's not been a common theme in literature since, literature existed.
Yeah. The hero's tale and all that whatnots.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But
I will play the computer. Just let me get those intro nets.
Okay? But I think Mark Jr., outside of us demanding that you play computer with us, it really is true that an ordinary user doesn't need much outside of their cell phone.
Nope. I mean, I still play my console games.
Have you ever tried to make a goddamn PowerPoint presentation on a cell phone?
No, but that's business, and businesses still buy PCs, and Macs, a lot of Macs, because Mac makes it easy. They make like 5 computers, pick one bitch, and pay a lot of money for it. But they make the choices easy because you only have 5 choices or whatever.
Simple. That's the best answer for Americans, dude.
Yeah,
Pick
gotta make
1
it easy.
through 5, and you're like, oh shit, I'll take 3 because that sounds in the middle.
And if you want the Mac that'll play video games, good luck.
Take the 5. I'll take the 5 and hope for the best, bitch.
Hell no, it's got some mobile fucking piece of shit GPU with half the shaders in it and garbage. Anyway.
Gibberty gab.
Gobbledygook. That's right. Gobbledygook. It's all fucking gobbledygook. Okay. Well then, let's end this podcast. It had its interruptions and its whatnots, its badness. I don't know what happened. I think what happened with the sound effects is I turned off one channel in the virtual mixer thing to see if I could. It doesn't matter. Okay.
This is definitely the strongest possible follow-up we could do to our most successful podcast ever.
I know, right?
Definitely put our best foot
Oh
forward,
yeah,
you know.
You guys, I mean, you really helped. You put so much in the docket, so many interesting things to talk about coming from my brothers. Dicks.
Well, bitch, if you didn't cancel yesterday, completely throw my whole fucking game off, we wouldn't have had these interruptions, and I would have also remembered to put stuff in the doc.
Dude, you wouldn't have wanted.
there you go.
You wouldn't wanted the most infamous host in New York on the podcast yesterday. It was a terrible thing.
And I told you earlier, bro, here's the whole news. According to Kotaku, stuff happened that's not related to video games. Bam.
All kinds of stuff happened not related to video games.
Would you like the latest Game of Thrones recap, or perhaps the latest, I don't know, Walking Dead recap, or whatever other nonsense they cover on a weekly
No,
basis?
because it's all fucking nonsense. Doesn't matter.
Well, there you go.
But we're gonna do rapid reactions. Here we go.
You're a rapid
Mark
reaction.
Jr., you're the winner, so you get the first one. Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon recently became the fastest selling Nintendo games in history. Go.
I don't even know what those are, but good for them.
Yeah, well, every time they
Wait,
release a Pokemon game these days, they release them in pairs so that they can double down on their, cash. Give us double.
Oh,
It's been that way forever, Clay.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
yeah? What is it? What's it on? The Wii U?
No,
Or
3DS.
handheld? What?
DS.
3DS?
They've been on the DS. They've been on the handheld systems pretty much their entire lifespan.
Yeah, exclusively, yeah. Okay, Nathan. A research firm predicts the Nintendo Switch will sell 40 million units by 2020. Go.
A research firm is fucking retarded.
I didn't want to name them because, yeah, they are retarded. Remember how they said that VR was going to sell like 10 million units by the end of the second year? They barely broke 1 million.
I predict by the end of the year, my left leg will grow 7 inches. I'm retarded too.
I was about to say, holy shit, hope for the right one to grow at least like 5. Man. Shit.
Mark Jr.
Fucking super kick.
Kevin Smith will play a role in an upcoming Zombies DLC for Call of Duty Future Fighting, whatever. Go.
Okay. I mean, okay. Famous people in video games. It happens all the time.
Okay,
Good for
super.
him. I like Kevin James, fat funny guy. I always like
Kevin
fat funny
Smith,
guy.
Mark, not Kevin James.
Oh, the Silent Bob.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was
fuck him
awful.
and his horrible comic book men show and shit. Fuck you, Kevin Smith.
Okay.
I really like
Years.
Mallrats. I really like Clerks, and I really liked Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and Dogma. Did he make that too? I like that one too.
I've liked a lot of his movies. Nathan, Dishonored 2 now has a mission select and permadeath option. Go.
Okay. Options
See?
are good. That's cool.
Even the rapid reaction topics this week are terrible. Don't let me make a podcast while I'm sick.
Awful option, Clay. What is that?
What?
What is that? None of us own Dishonored 2, first of all. None of us give a shit about permadeath options because none of us are going to use it. And mission select is whatever. That's
Okay.
Cool.
All right.
Options are cool.
Mark Jr., EA claimed this week that Nintendo is making a bigger effort for third parties with the Switch. Go.
Is it true or are they just full of shit?
I don't know. It's hard to tell when I found
what I'm
it
saying.
on a
I would
headline
say
and just
awesome
decided
and
to
good
write
for
it
them.
down.
And that's what they need to do. But fuck y'all, because it's probably not true at all.
Mark, it can be true, and they could still make very little effort because they made none for the Wii U. So they could just have like called EA and been like, "Hey, are you interested? Maybe. All right, we'll set up a conference call." And that's all the effort they had to put into it to make it more than the Wii U.
Oh, well, okay. All right. Well,
All right, Nathan. The makers of the Banner Saga just began a Kickstarter to complete the trilogy. Go.
I don't care about that at all.
Why? You get Banner Saga free with your EA access. I figured that'd be your thing.
I don't even. No, I'm good.
But it's like a turn-based RPG overhead. It's like Pillars of Eternity with Vikings and giants. Well, I tried. Mark Jr., teabagging was banned from a major Killer Instinct tournament, but some argue that it is an important psychological play. Go.
No, I think you're douchebagging. You shouldn't teabag people.
Really?
You should censor teabag people from teabagging people.
Whoa, I totally got these opinions backwards in my head.
Well, and I agree with Nate's statement, but at the same point in time, if it's a tournament, is it like us standing together, or is it online? And you know what I'm saying? Regardless, why it's a psychological advantage, as in you made me feel bad, or
to frustrate people,
lick my nuts,
get them off their game. It's like talking shit in football. I
think, Mark, that the more important question is who the fuck is participating in a Killer Instinct tournament?
They just released a new game.
Fair. Oh, okay. You didn't even talk about it. What's up?
We did, because I didn't figure you guys would care.
No, Be Orchid, bro. Be Orchid. Wasn't that the one? She did the little spin kick upside down.
Yep.
It was not a good fighting game. It was.
All right, Nathan, last one. A Swedish retailer claims that Nintendo Switch pre-orders have outpaced not only PlayStation 4 pre-orders, but also PS4 launch sales. Go.
Okay, cool. And then everybody gets them, and then they return them.
Damn, so cynical.
I am so salty at Nintendo, they can suck a fat dick. That's what they can do.
I so want one.
That's so bad, Nathan.
I hope the president of Nintendo ends up in Buffalo Bill's fucking pit and puts the lotion on his skin. Well, I hope. Right?
Buffalo Bob.
Mean.
Buffalo Bob was a Buffalo Bill in Joe Dirt. Yeah, okay. Well, either way, I'm good.
Well, that's fair. Yeah, either way, right? Yeah.
What difference does it make, right? Okay.
No, well, and in that one, he gets caught, so that's sweet. At least I get to get out of the pit.
Right.
I hope they get the hose again. That's what I'm saying. Right?
Okay. Well, it's time for us to go. And if you should want to, you can find us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, or most anywhere else if you want to listen to the audio. But if you want to see us do our thing, we're doing the live stream on Twitch now in hopes of garnering an audience we couldn't find on YouTube. And that's okay. You can find us on YouTube other times and on Twitch. And if you want to support the podcast, the best way to do that is to leave a like and do the subscribe thing, and most importantly, leave us a rating on iTunes. Even though we got this enormous bump in listens this past week, we still haven't garnered enough ratings on iTunes to be rated. What's up with that? That doesn't even make sense.
So if you were one of those awesome people who listened to us last week and thought, man, these guys are good, or funny, or hey, they suck, I'd like to say something about it, you should do it.
Yeah, do that thing. And I'll remind everyone that it is still true that I empirically proved, using my most scientific method of bold and unfounded assumption, that all persons who do not listen to and watch 3 Cynics content are stupid. So,
and lame.
Just don't teabag us, because Mark's gonna ban teabagging.
He's gonna get mad too.
I may. Well, I won't get mad. I will get
So, help your friends and family not be stupid and lame and other such by telling them about 3 Cynics using your promotional Tourette's. You know how promotional Tourette's works, whether it's tics or swears or whatever, doesn't matter. We'll see you next week.
Bye now.
Enjoy. Come back now, you hear?
Yeah.
Whatever y'all said. Weirdos.
Whatever.
It's one of the points of service, bro. You have to welcome them back.